I think one thing that they'll definitely be able to relate to is just the constant rise and fall of it all, because, you know, especially in life in general, not just in theater, but it's a push and pull effort. Like, sometimes you get things and sometimes you don't. Sometimes the line hits and sometimes it doesn't. Like, I know that you guys have definitely had those experiences, and I think especially growing up, and at the time I was preparing. I think at the time of the film I was around 17, so college was around the corner, so just thinking about everything I wanted and thinking about how hard I had to work. I think that everybody's definitely going to be able to relate to that struggle, having to work hard and really just dreaming.
There's also a level of loss that I feel a lot of people can relate to, and a level of truth. You know, we all have our truth, whether we found it or not. And we live it every single day. And, you know, your relationship with people, you know, that's just something that we can relate with. We're humans, you know. August Wilson wrote for the people, wrote for humanity, you know. And I think that's something we can all relate to.
Will be definitely taken away from the film will be that sense of understanding that there are losses. You take a lot of losses, and that's not necessarily bad. That doesn't make you a bad person. Those are learning experiences, and those are experiences that grow you every day. And when you lose, you should never look at that L. People say it's taking a L. You didn't take a L. You didn't take a loss. You took a lesson. And you're supposed to learn, and you're supposed to learn from that lesson and improve and grow and come back stronger. And I feel that, you know, when people see this film and they see what we go through to get to where we are, and what we work through, and what kind of downfalls and what kind of things we run into, what kind of walls and blockades we run into, how we get around those and get over those, I think that's going to be really relatable for people, and it's going to really inspire and push people to do better, especially with anything in life.
So I was just talking to a friend yesterday, and she asked me the exact same question. She was like, "Aaron, what do I do? You know, what path do I take?" And to all those people, I say, you have to take the path that's truest to you. And I think that's what they'll find in this film. We all took paths that are truest to us, and we got there because we were sticking true to who we were and sticking true to us, you know. And August Wilson helps you with that, you know, because his plays, he writes it so beautifully. But all in all, that's how I feel. As long as you stick true to yourself, you can get wherever you need to go. And you got to grind. It's a hustle.
I think some advice that I would give is, I remember you talking about truth, and especially when it comes to looking at someone and being like, oh, you know, I want what they have. That's okay to want that, because even me, I look at some celebrities and I'm like, oh, that'd be cool to be in, that'd be cool to have, but at the same time, I know that the only way I'm going to get there is by following my own truth and following my own path and living my life and not trying to copy things. I think that when you do that honestly, I feel like that's just the only way that you can really just exist honestly and truthfully in yourself, is just to be yourself and live your truth. And I don't know, I might not be making any sense, but that's just, I think, just being completely honest in yourself.
I know most of us had to find the competition, you know. It wasn't it didn't come to us, and then once we found it, it was putting our best foot forward, doing it, you know what I mean? It took, I did the competition, I think, 4 years, all 4 years of high school, and my first year I didn't advance past the first round, you know what I mean? And I took that, prepared a new monologue, and did it again the second year. Didn't make it to finals that year. I didn't make it to finals until my senior year of high school, so.
Persistence.
That's all it takes, is persistence, yeah.
I will just echo what Aaron said. I definitely agree that it's about being who you are and doing what works for you. I think that it's also important to put yourself out there, right? No one's going to see you if you're scared in your room. So the most important thing is to seek out opportunities like this competition and like many others that will give you the opportunity to put your best foot forward and maybe fall flat on your face so that you can get back up and come back harder the next time. So it's about being true to who you are and then letting other people see who that is.
Two big pieces of advice that I definitely give people. Anyone who sees this film and anyone who invests their time in this, persevere and listen, because listening to everyone's words, and when I say listen, I don't just mean listen. People a lot of times say listen, and it could be they think it's that simple. but really listen and really break down people's words. Really take your time and learn from what they say, because people always give you a new perspective on things, and when you have a new perspective, you get the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is what you want. That's what you want to be looking at. That's what you want to look at all the time.
Just to add on, there's nobody, like, advice that I would give is there's nobody in the world like you. There's nobody who, like, you're an individual and you're unique, and the world needs you, you know. So it wouldn't do you any good if you're living in this world trying to be somebody else, because there goes a spot in the world that you just emptied. You know, that was your life that was taking that spot, and now you emptied it trying to fill another spot that's already full, you know. So my advice would be live your life, because the world's waiting for you. You know, you're an individual, you're unique, the world's waiting for you.
One more thing is that time is never of the essence, and I feel like for me, when I first started this competition, I was thinking like, oh yeah, like I've got to hurry up and get this, like I really want it, I've got to get it. But I had to realize, slow down, because no one is chasing me. There's no rush to get to the finish line. Like, I am taking my time. I am, you know, listening to his words. I'm breaking everything down, like you were saying, listening. Just listen and take your time and exist. There's no rush, really. And a lot of people feel like, oh yeah, well, I want this before I turn 30, I want this before I turn 50. You're gonna get there if you do the work. That's mainly what we've been hearing all this time, is that you will get there if you keep working. So just focus on the work.
I think that I think that self-love is an art form. I think it's a journey, and I think that it takes a lot of hard work, and it is a talent to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and choose to love yourself and your flaws every day, and that's a talent that can take you really far and can also stump you right where you are if you're not working on that. So I think the ability to love yourself should really be appreciated a lot more.
Indeed. Also, to thy own self be true, and that is a talent. That's the one that goes unnoticed a lot. If you in something, you know, you have to be able to tell yourself, this sucks. And if it sucks, how can I make it better? And you have to be completely honest with yourself. And you got to be hard. That is a talent within itself. And it's not easy, because it's not easy telling yourself you're not good and you got to be better and you can be better, because you're fighting yourself at the same time. So yeah, that you can do that. The world and the sky is the limit. My name is Aaron Guy.
I am Callie Holly.
And my name is Frida Martin.
And we are here with Create Her Collective.